Hey, what's up guys? Today we're working on the new song from Billie Eilish, My Future. And this one has some really cool jazz chords going on. So it's probably not a beginner song, but if you're already okay with your bar chords, you're still going to be able to play everything, even though it has some chords that you might not know yet. Now I'm also going to say that I'm not going to play this exactly like it is in the original song. The chords do change up quite a bit in that. So I'm going to simplify it just a little bit and use chord voicings and chord shapes that are going to be a little bit easier to play on the guitar and get through the whole song, especially if you haven't really played a lot of jazz chords before. So we're going to start off with a verse that sounds like this. So start off with an E flat major 7. So we're going to bow the 6th fret all the way up to the 5th string. Pop your 3rd finger up on the 4th string in the 8th fret. Your 2nd finger on the 3rd string in the 7th fret. Then your 4th finger on the 2nd string in the 8th fret. And we're just going to do one nice long strum, or you can just pluck it with your fingers as well, to give it more of a pad sound like the keyboard part going on in the song. Now if you haven't played a lot of bar chords before, to get your technique down, I recommend watching my bar chords video, which is in the description below. So from our E major 7 to move to our E7 or E dominant 7, we're just going to take off our 2nd finger there. So we'll have that 6th fret barred still, then just your 3rd finger on the 4th string in the 8th fret, and then your 4th finger on the 2nd string in the 8th fret. And again, just a long strum, or pluck it all at the same time, like a keyboard pad. Then we move to our A flat major 7. Now this one isn't actually a bar chord, the voicing that I'm using. So pop your 1st finger up on the 6th string in the 4th fret, your 3rd finger on the 4th string in the 5th fret, your 4th finger just below that on the 3rd string in the 5th fret, and then your 2nd finger tuck that in on the 2nd string in the 4th fret. And then the A flat minor 7. And there are 2 ways I'm going to teach you to play this because they both sound the same. It's just a personal preference on which one's a bit easier for you. So the first way is just a standard bar chord, so bar that 4th fret again. Then you just add your 3rd finger up to the 5th string, 2 frets up, so the 6th fret. Now if you don't want to play a bar chord, we can just pop our 2nd finger up on that 6th string, still in the 4th fret, and then use your 3rd finger to play the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings. So altogether, our first verse sounds like this. And we go through that twice. Then we come to our pre-chorus. And that starts on a G minor 7. So we're just going to take that A flat minor 7, whichever shape you decide to use, and just move it back 1 fret. So we're on the 3rd fret. And again, just a nice long held chord on that one. Then we have this little descending passage that sounds like this. So we start with a C minor 7. So there's another bar chord, and we're barring the 3rd fret up to the 5th string. Add your 3rd finger onto the 4th string in the 5th fret, and then your 2nd finger onto the 2nd string in the 4th fret. And what I'm doing here is just playing the bass note, so the 5th string in this case, and then a strum of the whole chord. Now when I say the whole chord, I'm tending to avoid the 1st string in all of these chords here. To our B flat, just a standard B flat major. So we're barring the 1st fret now, all up to the 5th string again, and then using our 3rd finger to play that 4th, 3rd and 2nd string there. Now if you're struggling to bar those 3 strings with your 3rd finger, you can use your 2nd, 3rd and 4th fingers instead. It's a little bit of a squeeze, but some people do find it easier that way. So that means you'll be adding your 2nd finger up to the 4th string in the 3rd fret, your third finger onto the third string in the third fret, and then your fourth finger onto the second string in the third fret. Now go to an A minor 7 flat 5, also known as an A half diminished chord. So we're going to pop your second finger on the 6th string in the 5th fret, your third finger onto the 4th string in the 5th fret, and your 4th finger on the 3rd string in the 5th fret. And then your first finger just goes onto the 2nd string in the 4th fret. And this time our bass note is the 6th string. Then we just go back to that A flat major 7. And then to that A flat minor 7. Then we get to the chorus, and it's exactly the same as the first verse, except after that last A flat minor 7, we're going to go back to an E flat major 7. So ending on the same chord that we started on. Now in our second verse that we're going to now, we're going to keep the same chords as the first verse. This is where our drum beat comes in and our guitar part gets a little bit funkier. And that's going to sound something like this. Now, as I said, it doesn't have to be exactly what I'm playing, because in the song they do change up the strumming pattern pretty much the whole time that they're going through it. But what I'm doing here is I'm subdividing, meaning breaking up each beat into smaller groups. I'm subdividing into 16th notes or semiquavers, depending on what terminology you want to use. So I'm doing down strum on beat 1, and then just taking off the chord, so I'm still touching the strings, but I'm not pressing down at all. So we get these deadened, muted strums. It gives it a percussive effect. And my right hand is just going to be going down, up, constantly in those 16th notes. So playing that first beat, and then 3 muted strums, and then playing the second beat as well. 2 muted strums, and then playing that next upstroke as well. In beat 3 here, I'm actually just going to do all muted strums. And then playing the first 2 strums in beat 4. I'm just going to do that same strumming pattern pretty much throughout the verse and throughout the chorus. Now the one change here in terms of the chords is that the second time through the chord progression, rather than staying on that A flat minor 7, we're going to go to a D7. So barring that 4th fret up to the 5th string, adding our 3rd finger onto the 4th string at the 6th fret, and then our 4th finger onto the 2nd string at the 6th fret. So the second time through that chord progression, we'll have this. Now, as I said, feel free to change up that strumming pattern however you want to do it. Just keep that funky sort of percussive thing going on. Now, going to our pre-chorus, we're going to keep that percussive strumming pattern going on, except for when we do that C minor 7 to B flat to A half diminished. So we'll do it on the G minor 7, and then just back to exactly the same way we did in the first pre-chorus for that little descending run there, and then back into the percussive, funky strumming pattern when we get to that A half diminished. Now, like we did in the last verse, we're not going to stick on that A flat minor 7 for the full length. Instead, we're going to go from that to the B flat sus 7. So that's just our 5th string dominant 7 chord at the 1st fret. Same as the E flat and D flat 7 chords. So we're just going to move our 4th finger up 1 fret. So we're barring that 1st fret, adding your 3rd finger onto the 4th string in the 3rd fret, and then your 4th finger onto the 2nd string in the 4th fret. And then back into the chorus, the same as the last chorus, and keep that strumming pattern going. Now you notice that I also went to that B flat sus7 again the first time through the chord progression. The second time through the chord progression, we're actually just going to go to long held chords again. And then we're just going to end on an E flat major 7. There we go, guys. That's My Future with Billie Eilish. I hope this is a good introduction to jazz chords for a lot of you. For those of you who already know your jazz chords, then it's just a cool song to play. Leave any questions, comments, or requests in the comment section below, and make sure to like and subscribe. I've got new lessons coming out every single week. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Sam. I'll see you next time.